participant has shuffled the playing cards, the magician spreads them face up on the surface. He then writes something down. He invites his participant to write down 4 numbers between 1 and 52. In search for a pattern in the shuffle, the magician deals the playing cards face up and finds the 4 playing cards at the 4 numbers. Although no patterns can be found, the magician reveals that he predicted those very 4 playing cards from the beginning. To show just how confident he was in his prediction, the magician turns over the 4 playing cards to reveal that they are from a different deck of cards. I am Daniel Madison, and this is Perfect Stranger.
I am Daniel Madison, welcome back and thanks for being here. Charlie Madison and I truly appreciate you choosing to spend a bit more time with us today, so thank. In this video, these are the Blue Magic Black Roses playing cards from my bro Daniel Schneider. The Kickstarter for these has been a huge success and it's still ongoing. I'll leave a link in the video description if you want to pick some of these beautiful playing cards up. I'm going to be using these in this video along with Daniel's Red Roses playing cards too, the same deck in red. The beautiful contrast between these 2 playing cards, the red and the blue, allows me to perform, to execute and to teach this trick perfectly. This is called Perfect Stranger. Perfect Strangers maybe because there's more than 1 playing card. If you've seen my previous 2 videos, if you've seen more than my previous 2 videos, thank, but you'll already kind of know what's going on with this trick. You'll already be able to figure it out, be able to reverse engineer it. There are quite a few subtleties in this that I want to mention that might help with the previous 2 tricks. We're going to look at bottom dealing, also Greek dealing in this trick. Don't be scared, Greek dealing is not as difficult as it sounds. We'll talk about that a little bit. Ultimately, we're going to have our participant write down 4 random numbers between 1 and 52. Not only are we going to have already predicted which playing cards are those 4 numbers, but those 4 playing cards are not from the blue deck, they're from the red deck. This has a truly wonderful kicker of an ending. Your participant will think the trick is over way before it is, then we can turn those playing cards over and show that they're from a different deck. What a truly wonderful moment. Without further ado, you're going to need 2 decks of playing cards of different contrast. I suggest these 2. These are beautiful for this trick. Thanks Daniel Schneider. Let's go to the card table. I'm Daniel Madison and this is Perfect Strangers. If you have seen at least the previous 2 videos on my channel, this method should already be apparent to you. You should already know what's going on, but please pay attention because there are quite a few subtleties that I've added into this more magical presentation of the same idea or a similar idea. If you go a few months back on my channel, there's a trick called the Stranger. This is very similar in its presentation but very different in its deception, very different in the method. This is another one of those tricks that for those people who have performance anxiety when it comes to deceptive dealing in front of people, especially for magic tricks, this is another good one for you, just like a perfect deal, because at the moment of dirt, at the dirty moment of deception, your audience is looking at the playing cards that are being dealt on the table because we're convincing Susan Sausage and our audience that this trick is about patterns. I'm going to write a prediction on the back of one of these business cards, but I don't want to make this trick about the prediction. I want to make it about patterns. So when I write down my prediction, I don't make a big deal out of it to my audience or to my participant. I don't even say anything. We're going to use 2 different decks. We've got the red deck and the blue deck. The blue deck is our performance deck. And right from the start we want to decide which 4 playing cards we're going to use because we're going to have to take those out of the blue deck and replace them with the cards from the red deck. So in our case I'm going to use the 5 of spades, we use the king of diamond, the 9 of club and the 4 of hearts. 4 very common and meaningful playing cards. We're going to take those out and we don't need them, we don't want them to interfere with this trick. So goodbye, ta-ta, see you next time. Now I'm going to take those same playing cards out of the red deck and I'm going to put them to the bottom of my performance deck. They're at the bottom of the blue deck. Close the red deck, put it in the box, ta-ta. So these 4 playing cards, the way that I like to hide these and the way that I like to perform these is actually in a Greek deal, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that when we get to that point. But a Greek deal essentially means I'm going to hide these 4 playing cards underneath the very bottom card of the deck so that they're completely hidden. So if my participant or my audience, or if I was to flash the bottom playing card every so often and it was recognized, it was registered, when I'm doing the false deals, nobody can backtrack and say, oh, he did a bottom deal, because they saw the bottom playing card. Yes, Charlie, no one in the world is ever going to do that. Nobody's going to backtrack this trick and say, ah, yeah, I looked at the bottom playing card. But I try to be as professional and as advanced in my performances as I can, and wherever there's an opportunity to hide the deception a little bit further without sacrificing or affecting the trick ultimately, then I'll take that step, and the Greek deal is an easy way of doing that. So although you can, and obviously you can achieve this trick with a bottom deal, for the sake of mixing it up a bit, Charlie, for the sake of variety, let's do this one with a Greek deal. Now, I take one further step than you have to take when it comes to this deception. You don't have to do this, but for me, I can't perform a single trick in my life without the involvement of a gambler's cop. So I'm going to gambler's cop those bottom 5 playing cards, not just the bottom 4 playing cards, but also one random card from the blue deck. In our case, it's the Ace of Spades. So I'm going to hold these in my gambler's cop, which essentially, basically, should I say, looks like this, hand down to the side, nobody can see it. I won't teach that in this video. I've been over it and over it, and you're probably sick of hearing it, just like Charlie is. Thank Charlie. And also it's included in the masterclass I've already mentioned, the full training of the Gambler's Cop. But these are hidden in Gambler's Cop. This means I can give the deck to Susan Sausage, to my audience member, to my participant, and she can shuffle these to her heart's content. She can really mix these mothers up. So this deck is thoroughly shuffled. It adds to the deception so much more if our participant, if our audience member is allowed to shuffle, is allowed to have more control than they usually, or they should feel like, or they feel like they should have. I know what I'm saying, Charlie, in the deception. So once she's shuffled, I'm going to take the deck back. I'm going to carefully load those gamblers copped, is how you say it. I'm going to carefully load those palmed playing cards to the bottom of the deck. Now I'm going to start talking about the deception. I'm loaded. Now that I'm in a Greek deal position, from this position, as soon as I've loaded those playing cards, I can do this wonderful, tremendous thing. Or one of two things. First of all, you can put the deck down and then spread. Just don't spread the bottom stack. So I'm just carefully not spreading them. The beautiful thing about this being in a position of a Greek deal, once I've loaded those playing cards, I can put the playing cards down like this. What a truly wonderful thing. At this point, they can see the bottom playing card. At this point, I can spread the deck out and I can say, we're going to look for patterns in this deck. Nobody's going to see any discrepancies because the 4 playing cards that we added that are red, we've already taken those out. So this trick, this deception is all about patterns. We want to lead them to believe it's all about patterns, specifically a pattern created during our participant shuffle. So while she was shuffling the playing cards, she created a pattern in the deck. If you don't trust Susan with shuffling the deck, if you don't want to lose the position of those red playing cards and you don't want to do a gambler's cop, you're just going to keep them at the bottom of the deck, hold them, grip them to the bottom and shuffle all the cards above them like this. And then you're going to start talking about patterns. Now at this point, I don't want to spread the playing cards. I don't want to see the faces. I don't want my participant to see the faces neither. I just say I'm going to write something down. I want you to write something down too. I don't make it clear what I'm writing in her mind. When it comes to the next stage, when I ask her to write 4 numbers, it might start making sense to her what I just did, but I would hope that she believes that I've written down 4 numbers also, but really I'm just writing down the playing cards that we already know about. So I'm going to write down the 5 of spades, king of diamond, 9 of club, 4 of heart. Now I'm going to write this down and put this down. So you give the pen to Susan, you ask her now to write down 4 random numbers between 1 and 52, just like the previous trick. A perfect deal. In this case, let's keep it simple for our benefit. 3, 7, 12, 18. Now when she's writing this down, we want it to be such a relaxed moment. We don't want it to feel like a full-blown magic trick where don't let me see the numbers. We need to see the numbers. We need to know where we're going to deal those playing cards. This is going to instruct where we execute our bottom deal, in this case our Greek deal, just like the last trick. So far so good. So we have 3, 7, 12, 18. Now I'm going to take the deck and I'm going to deal playing cards from the top, turning them face up like this, and at every number I'm going to execute a Greek deal. In your case, if you're doing a bottom deal, obviously a bottom deal. Again, this is just like the last video, exactly the same. In my case, the 4 playing cards are hidden below the ace of spades. I'm going to execute a Greek deal at every number, and I'm going to do this quite slowly. For one thing, this helps me with my dealing. It helps me execute a cleaner, more fairer false deal, but it also allows my participant to pay more attention to the playing cards that they're coming out. She registers them kind of like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the flow. This is the flow that we are looking for. So we have 3, 7, 12, 18. Obviously, when we hit those bottom deals, those Greek deals, we're going to be showing a red back playing card. It is vital when you take that playing card away from the deck, away from the bottom of the deck, that you instantly start to turn it face up. At the same time, I have to stress that you don't want to rush this, because it can affect the whole deck. It can affect the behavior, the body language of your dealing, and it can make them question why you're dealing so strangely. This will take a little bit of practice. In my case, I'm Greek dealing, so it looks like this. I'm going to take the top playing card away from the deck, and then I'm going to turn it face up like this. This might seem impossible at first to hide that red back, but if I do it with flow and confidence, I go 1, 2, Greek deal, red back. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, again, Greek deal. And I'm really hoping that the camera from above doesn't see the red when it's coming out. So 7, now we got 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, Greek deal. I think the camera might have seen that one. I did it a bit slow, but I want to talk about something after this point. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Again, Greek deal. In this position, I'm going to spread them out fairly, and I'm going to go back to talking about patterns and saying, you shuffle these playing cards. There's so many different combinations, so many different things can happen. Then you wrote down these 4 numbers. We're going to find a pattern, whether it's a pair of aces, whether it's a pair of kings, where if it's 4 of a kind, then thank the Lord. In this case, we invite Susan now to come along and upper jog those playing cards, or just push those playing cards forward. So number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. When they see these playing cards, 4, 9, king, 5, we've purposefully chose playing cards that don't create a pattern of any kind. There's no pair in there. There's just 2 reds, 2 blacks, all different suits. It seems like something might have gone wrong. This guides them and this instructs them to pay more attention now to what we wrote down. It makes them think, hold on, I think I know what's coming. And so now we're going to turn this over, and it's going to feel like the end of the trick. It's going to feel like the grand revelation. We invite them to turn over what we wrote down, and they see those very playing cards: 5 of spades, king of diamonds, 9 of clubs, 4 of hearts. They think it's the end of the trick. Act like it's the end of the trick. Just like, thanks, yeah, you know, I don't know how people talk after a trick, but yeah, thanks, see ya. But at this point, we're gonna stop. We're gonna do our Columbo moment. Yeah, I'm not old, I remember Columbo. We're gonna do our Columbo moment. I was so confident in knowing that you would shuffle the deck the way that you did. I was so confident in knowing that you would choose the numbers that you did, and I was also so confident in these very 4 playing cards. So much confident, in fact, that these playing cards aren't even from the same deck. I'm Daniel Madison, and this is a trick. That's how I end my tricks, Charlie. Alright, so before we move on from this, there's a few things I want to answer that will relate to the last video. Well, I also want to take a close-up look at the Greek deal, just so you can see exactly what's going on. COVID. Yeah, so these 4 playing cards are obviously from a Greek deal, and Greek deal can feel quite daunting and scary at first, but it's one of those wonderful things that when you start doing it, you realize, oh wow, this is actually easier than a bottom deal. yes, you kind of need to know how to bottom deal before you get into a Greek deal, but the beautiful thing about having a playing card in the way of your dealing, the back of the 2 of hearts provides a very slippy, slidey surface for the 5 of spades. This card prevents the 5 of spades from catching on our hands. So all I have to do when I'm dealing, this isn't the exact Greek deal, but I'm going to kick the whole deck over to the right a little bit so that the bottom playing card is hiding under my thumb. You see here? Just enough of the bottom playing card's protruding now. Now with finger 2, I can connect with the 3 millimeters of the second to bottom playing card that you can see, and finger 2 can kick that playing card away from the deck like this, and then I can deal it as if it's a bottom deal, and it feels like a bottom deal and it works the same as a bottom deal. I implore anybody watching this who doesn't do Greek deals or doesn't know how to do Greek deals, look into it, learn it. It's a phenomenal technique. There are a few different ways of false dealing which allow you to better hide those reds on the back of the playing cards. You might notice my way of dealing, the way that I deal, you might call it a faro deal, meaning that the playing card comes off of the top and then is turned face up like this. A stud deal, I think a stud deal looks like this. You deal and you put your fingers on the back, you take and then you turn face up. You can bottom deal, you can Greek deal in both same ways. If I do a stud deal, I think it's a stud deal, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, with the Greek deal, with the bottom deal in this case, to show those red playing cards like this, I'm showing too much of the red to my audience because the playing card's turning over this way. So it works so much better for me if I do this in a faro fashion. I'm not sure if faro deal is the right way of saying it, but in a faro fashion for sure. Which means I'm going to take the deck, I'm going to take the playing cards out as standard. So when I hit that bottom deal, come on focus, where are you? So when I take that playing card out, it's normal like this, and then I turn it face up. I just have to kind of start turning it face up so much sooner. Also, the way that my bottom deal, my false deals, all my false deals work, this marriage between my hands, this swinging motion, already has the deck on its way up like this, so that nobody can really see the top of this card anyway. So when I'm in this position and I hit the Greek deal, the card's already at an angle where nobody can see the back, so I don't have to try too hard. It already works in my favor. I can allow that swing to reach further up to help protect the back of that playing card. I can bring them up here and then deal like this, which further hides the back of the playing card. It's the only thing that you need to be careful of in this trick is hiding the back of that red playing card. Obviously don't do this. Just goes without saying. So just to show you, if I execute 4 consecutive bottom deals in a row in a faro fashion, you shouldn't see the backs of those red playing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will say one more note at this point. When you're dealing in that straight line, in that consecutive straight line, obviously your false deals have to match your fair deals. Everybody's looking down, so don't worry about the deck. Whatever you do when you're false dealing, do not look at the deception, do not look at the deck. Always keep your eyes down here. And a good tip, a great tip for any false dealing, if you can not look at anything at all other than the participant whilst you're dealing like this, then you're made, because it looks like you're just dealing playing cards fairly. You've got nothing to see here, nothing to see here. I'm going to end there. I'm Daniel Madison. This is a trick. That was perfect, strangers. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you liked it. Bear in mind when you're performing this trick, don't be scared of the bottom deal, don't be scared of the Greek deal, don't be scared of any false dealing. Practice, practice, practice enough so that you're confident enough to be good enough to be able to perform and to be able to practice in front of people, because the only way that you're going to get good at performing deceptive methods in front of people is by doing it in front of people. It's the only real, it's the only true practice that will make you as good as you can possibly be with a deck of playing cards. This trick, I use 4 playing cards. You can mix this up in so many different ways and change it into something that's your own in so many different ways. For example, what if those 4 playing cards were all the aces? This way, you wouldn't need to write down a prediction. You could just say, oh, we're looking for patterns in the deck. They name the numbers, then you deal them, and at every number that they've named, there's an ace. Wow, it feels like the trick's already over, but no. turn the aces over and they find it from a different deck. Also, you don't have to use 4 playing cards, you can just use 1 playing card if you like. I think it adds so much more to it if it's more than 1 playing card. It allows us to deal more playing cards and it feels it feels what am I trying to say, Charlie? It feels like a much more difficult trick for us to have achieved with a deck of playing cards. Now, I've got so much news and the biggest news to share very soon. I can't bite my tongue much longer, but I'm going to have to. The ban has been lifted, or it feels like it's about to be lifted, at least in the UK, which means I'm about to head out to the streets with cameras and get some performances. Everything that I'm teaching on my channel, I want you to be able to see me performing them so that you can see the exact way that I perform and not just know how it's done. The biggest news that I'm gonna drop, I think it might be this Monday, is gonna free me up so much so that I can spend as much time at YouTube and at the Alliance as I've been hoping to for the past year or so. I started YouTube with the intention and the idea of expanding my studio, clue number 1, and also spending so much more time here, at least 3 times a week on YouTube and then the rest of the week over at Madison.ist. There's some news that's on its way that I'm going to be able to share it with you either way, but I have to wait until Monday. So stay close, you're not going to want to miss this one. The deck giveaway, it went down really well and I want to do that even more. I get sent loads of playing cards. I'm very, very grateful. There's an address in this video description. If you want me to review or feature your playing cards on my channel, send me at least 2 decks. One that I can use in performance, one that I can do a deck giveaway. Those decks are piling up. I've got a whole ton of decks, so I've got enough decks to do more and more giveaways, so I'm going to do that. Not in this video though, it's too late for that. So join me in the next video, it's going to be fun, and hopefully the next video will be the big announcement. Can't wait to share it with you and I can't wait to take you with me. Thanks for spending some time with me today learning this trick. If you use any of my tricks, this trick or anything that I teach in the social networks, stick a hashtag Daniel Madison on there so that I can find it, so that I can view it, perhaps leave a bit of performance advice. I'll be back soon with some more dope tutorials, so make sure you're subscribed. What's the what do I say next, Charlie? Oh yeah, so you don't miss my notification bell when it goes ding ding ding, something like that. Thanks for being here. I'm Daniel Madison. See you next time.